Hari Om. As Shivanaji mentioned, my name is Paayal. So you've heard from other chicks earlier this week explaining different words of the mantra as Shivanaji said. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrtyor Mukshiya Mamratat. And as Shivanaji mentioned, I'm going to be speaking about today Urvarukamivam Bandhanat Mrtyor Mukshiya. Urvarukam means cucumber. Iva means like the same manner. Bandhanan means bondage. Mrityu means death. And Mukshiya means may I be liberated. The translation for this part of the mantra is just like a ripe cucumber is liberated or free from a creeper, so may I also be free from many bondages of samsara and be liberated from the cycle of birth and death, moksha. So cucumber. When I heard this, I was wondering, why is Adi Shankaracharya comparing liberation from bondages to a cucumber being liberated from a creeper? Why not a pumpkin or another type of a creeper? So I did a little research to understand how cucumbers grow to get ready for harvest. So vines are two types. There are creepers and then there are climbers. And creepers are plants that creep on the ground. Cucumbers are creepers that grow in the wild on the ground. They have a very fragile, long, and thin stems that can't really stand straight, nor do they have any support. They need a lot of sunlight, water, and rich, fertile soil to really grow strong and thrive. Also, cucumber plants have leaves that are sensitive to touch. So if support is provided for cucumber creepers, like a trellis or framework, whatever the leaves or the tendrils touch, they curl around those supportive objects. And the cucumber creepers use these objects to pull themselves up to reach the sunlight. The higher they climb, the more light they get. And these creepers are known to have a natural instinct to climb. Thus, this cucumber creeper now becomes a climber. So when I understood how cucumbers grow, I was then thinking about how are cucumbers similar to us as humans, jivas? And there are a couple of things that came to my mind. So first, as I mentioned earlier, if cucumbers have no support, they will grow on the ground. When cucumbers grow on the ground, they get dirty and they do not get proper nourishment. And the main care requirements for a cucumber is getting plenty of sunlight, consistent watering, and nutrients. On the ground, they also get diseases more easily through beetles and insects, and the plant will wilt and the cucumbers will die. And if cucumbers stay on the ground, they also grow misshapen. So similar to the cucumber, we jivas need support and nourishment for our spiritual growth to reach that higher self. When we have no support for our spiritual growth, we also would not get the proper nourishment or environment to grow upwards. We will never become ripe or ready to be liberated from the cycle of birth and death, moksha. So what do I use as my support? Satsang, scriptures, guru, and God. And just like the cucumber, we need the right support. Support that is strong, grounded, consistent, and unchanging. And once we have that right support, we can then nourish ourselves. For example, by listening to the scriptures, shastras, from the guru, shravanam, reflecting on them, mananam, and meditating, we can reach that higher self. Consistency is important so we do not fall back on our spiritual growth. If we do not have consistency, we will not have that right fragrance. Similar to how a cucumber actually needs consistent watering so it does not get a bitter taste. I actually didn't even know till now that inconsistent watering leads to bitter tasting cucumbers. So, the support and nourishment is what shapes us and gives us the space and time to grow inwards so we can get ready for liberation from bondages, similar to a cucumber becoming ripe for harvest. The support and nourishment to grow spiritually is always there, but we need to make the effort to tap into it. So, my second thought on this: cucumber creepers grow in the wild, but they grow up to the light. Thus, while these cucumber vines may seem wild, when they have a goal in mind to reach the light, the vines know exactly where they want to grow, up. So even though life may seem wild and chaotic, and in times we do not know what we are doing or where we are going, when we have a high goal, like liberating ourselves from the cycle of birth and death, it can guide us as we live each day. And it's important to have that higher goal because it sets the vision and purpose for our life. Otherwise, as you know as well as I know, the world will pull us in all different directions, just like the cucumber could be pulled in all different directions by its tendrils if the goal of getting to that sunlight was not there. Third, we as jivas are always attached to getting something or someone. We all know that every day, if we are not vigilant, we create new attachments and make the attachments we already have even stronger. And then when we get what we want, we are not satisfied. And we want even more things that we then attach to. The desires are never ending. The attachment feels so strong that we feel that we cannot let it go and it binds us. However, when you look at the cucumber, despite the tight grip its tendrils have on the objects it touches, it uses those objects as a way to lift itself up to reach the light. So we have a choice. Either we can use our body, mind, and intellect, BMI, our equipments, to attach to objects and people, or we can use our BMI to reach the higher self, just like the cucumber uses its equipment, the tendrils, to reach the sunlight. The cucumber does not identify with its equipment, and we also should not identify with our BMI equipment. The cucumber is drawn towards its instinct to keep growing and reach that light. And I believe that our inner self craves to reach that pure self, but it is overshadowed by our ego and attachments. But if we let go of the attachments we have, we will climb upwards to that light, that pure consciousness. Overall, what a simple analogy that Adi Shankara Acharya has used, a cucumber. But we can see how such a simple thing can have such a deep meaning. In summary, like a cucumber that needs support and nourishment, we also need the support and the right environment. Listening to those scriptures, sastras from a guru, reflecting on it, and meditating on it. Shravanam, Mananam, and Nidhyadhyasam is nourishment for our spiritual growth. A cucumber is something we all see and eat, but we've never thought how similar our jivas are to this cucumber. And it's a journey towards the light and our journey towards our goal of self-realization. Hari Om.
Hi, Paayal. Thank you. That was, I don't think I'll ever look at a cucumber the same way after listening to this beautiful analogy. Urvarukamiva Bandhanat, Mrtyor, Mukshiya, Maha Mrtyunjaya. May we be free like that cucumber.